Hello everyone, welcome back to another Friday, and by extension, another casual champion review. We're finally through the B champions. I say that like there isn't only like 5 of them, but now we're on to the C champions, and starting off with everyone's favorite arcane person, Caitlyn Kierman. I've been dreading this one a little bit, mostly because I kind of hate her guts, gameplay wise, but I do like talking about her character. You know what else I do like talking about? Fan art section. Yes, look at all the cupcakes. So many cupcakes. You guys never cease to amaze me with how creative you implement this stuff. It just brings a smile to my face each and every time. Another crazy thing that happened this week with the fan art stuff is artists I've known for a very long time now, Sauce. Hold that thought. We have the element of surprise. Shoot! Oh, that's what I'm doing right now. Wait. Oh, that's lore accurate to me. I think. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Oh, okay. 2. Okay, 2. Oh, wait. 3. Wait. Wow. This is a good start. What I wanted to put here is that an artist I've known for quite a long time, Sauce, has sporadically come back from the dead and is now trying to catch up, so to speak, with all the casual champion reviews that she's missed. And I think she did all of the A champions, except Azir, in a single day. Like, they're so good too. I love her art style so much, but like, man, artists are psychopaths, man. Give me this power. It takes me 3 hours to do one drawing for a sketch. Like, come on. So we're going to talk about Caitlyn today. Well, we have 3 kills in the first 2 minutes. Technically, I could back right now and buy a serrated Dirk. Because, yes, I ain't no coward. I'm not playing AD carry. I'm not poisoning my mental state. I'm playing mid Caitlyn, and we're going to go fully Thowdy. We're going to do big Q blasts and big ult snipes. I say I'm not a coward. Like, this champion doesn't have, like, the longest ranged abilities. And I can land them, like, you can't miss the ult, but, you know, whatever. It's fine. So Caitlyn's lore has been interesting because I think now when most people think of Caitlyn's lore, they're going to think of the arcane version. Same with Vi and Jinx, and to an extension, probably Echo and Heimerdinger. But I think Caitlyn probably changed the least. You know, Echo had a very, very drastic change in his backstory. Jinx and Vi are not canonically sisters in the official League of Legends timeline yet. I hope they change that soon. But Caitlyn is still pretty similar, although their origins as the Sheriff of Piltover are a bit different. Just like in Arcane, she is the wealthy daughter of the Kierman household in Piltover. She grew up with a privileged life, enjoying spending her time out in the wilds, hunting and training, all that good stuff. Same as in Arcane, you know, when she had that little training montage. Oh, darn, I thought that'd be a little kill. But all that changed one progress day when she returned home and found it ransacked and her parents missing. So she used her hunting skills to track down the people who did such horrible things. And with the help of the Piltover wardens, found their parents who were being tortured for information for something. I don't remember what. And they managed to apprehend all the nasty people who did all that stuff. But none of the people who were there, all the people they arrested, did not know the true identity of the one who hired them in the first place, which was the mysterious C, which for a while I guess we thought was Camille, which would have made sense, I guess, but I think it's pretty much confirmed now that C is Karina Varaza from Legends of Runeterra. I mean, it was pretty obvious. I mean, just look at her art. Like, she's not even trying to hide. Like, it's got the flower and everything. And she has some voice lines where she talks to Karina. I'm fairly certain that Karina is C. That just makes the most sense. But this became her obsession for a while. Tracking down this mysterious C, wanting to get vengeance on the person who conspired to kill her parents. So she established herself as a private investigator and was given a Hextech rifle by her parents to do so. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. You know, maybe having a serrated Dirk and 2 long swords at 5 minutes in the game, I'm a little strong already. But you fellas know the rest of the story of Caitlyn. She becomes the Sheriff of Piltover and partners up with a young, scrappy Zaunite named Vi so that they can be gay and do crimes together. Oh, sorry, stop crimes together. of course. And her lore is kind of frozen in place at the current moment. There isn't too much else to her beyond that. She's just the upstanding, kind of uptight sheriff of Piltover, trying to enforce the law, hunt down C, and just any other nefarious evildoers in Piltover, I suppose. Do I like it better than her Arcane story? I don't know. I feel like maybe it's because it's the Arcane bias talking, and I like TV shows more than I like reading personally, which is weird because I don't really watch many TV shows. But I don't know. I like the better demonstration of showing how she actually became the sheriff. She's not even the sheriff yet in Arcane Season 1, technically. But both her parents are still alive. She's still kind of snooty and uptight, part of a wealthy class of people in Piltover. Die. I don't know why I didn't expect that. Whereas you have champions like Echo, whose backstory was completely changed, or Jinx's was completely changed. Though Jinx didn't really have much of one to begin with. Regardless, Caitlyn's story didn't change that much, but it changed in really good ways, I think. I really like what they did with Caitlyn's story in Arcane. It made me like Caitlyn a lot more. Speaking of Arcane, though, Caitlyn was definitely affected the most by it because of it, she got her ASU. And the first one in League of Legends history, in fact. Though not really. We've had tons of visual updates in the past. We had Maokai and Singed and Twitch and Heimerdinger and what is this? Kale. Twisted Fate really far back in the day. But Caitlyn was a bit different because most of the time when they did these visual updates, like Singed and Maokai specifically, it was just to make their model better. They didn't really get any fancy new animations. They didn't even get new recall. They didn't get new voice lines. They didn't get outdated splash arts. Maokai was a weird beast, though. He got his visual update, voice lines, and splash art update, and gameplay update, in fact, all in different patches. Like, there was technically a Maokai rework, but it was just all separated into a weird package, kind of like they're doing with Jax, I suppose. But Caitlyn's definitely started the real trend of ASUs happening, where they get the full package, proper voice line updates, model updates, splash art updates, all that jazz. Yep. No! I just realized this game, they have both Samira and Pantheon. Like, the one game I picked Caitlyn, and they have 2 out of the 4 champions in the game that have Windwall. Like, come on, man. And I think Caitlyn's ASU was very successful. I'll talk about it in a bit, because I think to appreciate Caitlyn's ASU, we have to look at the old model. And I took a look at the old model a bit again before recording this, and my God, that old Caitlyn was rancid. That thing is horrible. I'm obviously not the best person to comment on sexual appeal. I get stuff like Evelyn, where people can find Evelyn attractive, or I guess Ari or Akali or stuff. But like, did anyone really find old Caitlyn attractive? Lilia, I'm sorry. Lilia, I'm sorry. Well, the best counter to a deer is a gun, I suppose. Like, it just looks tacky and weird and just kind of gross. Like, no thought or effort was put into it. It's just like, haha, boob. I think the big reason why it doesn't work, because you can have female characters that are sexy, of course. There's no problem with that. Like, you have, like I said, Evelyn, Ari, great examples. Samira is sexually attractive. Well, it's not, like, as much as Evelyn and Ari, I suppose. Not to that sexualized degree, but meant to look attractive. But it makes sense for their character. You know, Evelyn's a seductress. Ari is a kitsune, or whatever they're called. Samira is a big show-off. She likes to show off to people. Makes perfect sense. But Caitlyn is supposed to be this kind of uptight, upstanding individual who's the leader of the Wardens, who are these heavily armored, basically riot soldiers. And why is she dressed like she's, oh, it looks so wrong. Like, she's supposed to be this big, respectable individual, and she just didn't look like it at all. She just, Skyen put it best, she looked like a porn parody version of her own self, and yeah, that pretty much nails it on the head. Oh, gotcha! Trap time. You'll never break through this. Like, I'll put as an example for why Caitlyn was weird. Like, so you're going into your job, you wouldn't show up to your job like that in sweatpants and without a shirt on. That's completely disrespectful, and just, that's not company attire. You wouldn't dress that way. That's what old Caitlyn was like. She just was not dressed for the job at all, so she looked ridiculous. You couldn't take her seriously as a character. New Caitlyn, on the other hand, oh, this is so much better. I love the new Caitlyn. The best part about it, I think, is not only because it made her look like a proper, uptight, upstanding individual that you go into your day job or your office and you say, oh, it's Caitlyn, how you doing, officer? Or how you doing, sheriff? She looks like that now, at least. But also because it's like Warwick kind of, that's a bad analogy. I was going to say it's like Warwick's gameplay, but it kind of is, because they updated Caitlyn. They made her look more Piltovan, more upstanding, more classy, less overly sexualized, but they kept all the actually good stuff about Caitlyn and the things that are recognizable about her. They kept the long hair, the big hat, the big boots, the skirt, the big gun, like all that stuff is still there. She still obviously looks like Caitlyn, but just the version that she was always supposed to be, you know? Plus, I think what I like a lot, too, is that they made her look a bit on the younger side, right? I don't think she's even that old. She's, like, in her mid-20s, early 30s, I think. Like, she doesn't have a ton of experience under her belt, and you can see that in her face. She's still kind of new to the game in a way, but she's good at what she does. Regardless, no matter which way you spin it, new Caitlyn, really great job on the design. She looks like a dignified and respectable sheriff. I think that's all anyone really wanted out of her. Bad time to talk about her colors since the screen is all gray, but I think it's also important to think that they changed her colors a bit. They made her colors a bit more muted to better match the Piltover style. She's got all those golds and browns and whites that's almost constantly associated with Piltover, but the addition of the purple, the nice muted purple, not only does it make her stand out from the rest of the Piltovans in a good way, not like really badly stand out, but in fact that she's easily recognizable from the rest of them. But also because purple historically is a color that's been associated with wealth and power, both of which she has. She's the sheriff of Piltover from a wealthy family. It's perfect. It works so well. I don't really know what else I'd change about Caitlyn. I actually think it was a damn near perfect visual update. Die. That character doesn't have wind wall. No. Lilia, please, I didn't mean it. Her lore is pretty decent. I like the arcane version better. I don't know if I take that into account in the final rating, but design, wonderful upgrade. It's why I just want so many more ASUs, man. Caitlyn proved you can take such a terrible, awful design and make it truly fantastic. I just want to see more. Like, give me more of that. Lee Sin and Teemo, to a lesser extent, I argue Lee Sin and Teemo are more like Maokai and Singed of the past, where it's just making their model look better. They're not getting very substantial design overhauls. Did they really need it, though? I mean, Lee Sin maybe could have looked a little better. And Teemo, they're never going to change because he's Teemo. But I do want to see more ASUs like Caitlyn, where they do take champions who are outdated model-wise, but could also use a bit of a redesign. Plus, I definitely think that Riot should start doing more visual updates to champions that have already technically received visual updates, just not in League of Legends itself, right? Because this update we see today in League of Legends was in multiple forms of media. It was in the Legends or Warriors. Oh no. It was originally in the Warriors cinematic a ways back. It showed up in Legends of Runeterra, all over the place. We saw this design of Caitlyn before. It was just now they finally decided to implement it into League of Legends itself. And I want to see that for so many other champions, man. Give me that same kind of treatment for like Zillion and Master Yi and Nidalee. Like, come on, man. Half the work's done for you already. The base design's good. Just, I want more ASUs, man. We got barely any champions this year. I thought they would have supplemented that with more ASUs, but it seems as though Ari's going to be the only one who comes out this year, and she was supposed to come out last year, so so many champions need it, man. By the time Teemo gets his ASU, like 30 more champions are going to become outdated, so just please, Riot. More of this. You did great. I'm going to limit test something real quick. Wow! Yeah, this character does some good damage, though I am quite fed, I guess. So on to the one thing that I don't really like about Caitlyn, which has slowly been deteriorating over the course of this game specifically, but her gameplay. You fellas know I'm not a fan of AD carries. I don't like the play style. I don't like the mentality it creates. I'm not a fan of everything surrounding it, pretty much. Oh my god! But Caitlyn, like, I just dislike Caitlyn's gameplay just playing against her. She is one of the most obnoxious AD carriers I think exist in the entire game. I sit back 1,000 miles away and blast you. God damn it, Pantheon. I sit back and blast you. Like that one. I hate fighting her. However, as I'm playing this, I have been playing a lot of AP Varus recently, which they're nerfing, by the way. I'm so sad. Like, what happened? AP Varus is too strong? As I'm playing this game, though, I am slowly liking Caitlyn a lot more. I think it helps by the fact that her animations look so much cleaner now. I didn't even mention her voice lines. I love her voice lines. So great. It's a lot more enjoyable to play Caitlyn now. And I can definitely see how this lethality build with the one shot on the ult and the Q is very satisfying. Oh no. Am I becoming Caitlyn pilled? I think I'm becoming Caitlyn pilled. No, my God, dude. I hate. God damn it. Wait, he died. Never mind. The amount of kills I have missed out on today because 2 members of the enemy team have wind wall is infuriating. Though it was a lot more infuriating on Varus, to be fair, because at least with Caitlyn, I can still do damage without my ult. AP Varus is like, well, I missed my ult. Uh-oh. I don't have any much to say about Caitlyn. I think she works fine as a sniper. Long-ranged attacks, a skill shot. It's fine. The traps work too. I just think for sniper champions, Jhin far exceeds Caitlyn gameplay-wise. I think Jhin is a perfect way to encapsulate the sniper fantasy, especially with the ult. Like, this ult right here is pretty funny, but it doesn't feel very sniper-esque, you know? I didn't aim. I just point and clicked at someone. I think we're going to lose this game, so I should probably wrap it up here. Oh, I got her. I got her. Oh! I think we're going to lose this game, so I should probably wrap it up here. Yeah, Caitlyn, great. I mentioned skins real quick. It's kind of funny that I think Battle Academia, Caitlyn is still her best skin, even after the ASU. I just think it's perfect. And this comes from someone who hates Battle Academia. I really do think that Caitlyn, maybe Yuumi, Graves, and Cat are probably the only other good ones. I think that skin line is just a complete mess. But yeah, I think the game's over. I don't know if we can come back from this one. Regardless, Caitlyn, I like her. I like her quite a lot. I'm going to shoot my own brains out if I have to fight against her, but as a character and for the quality of the ASU we got, it was fantastic. I think it paved the way for ASUs. People want more ASUs, I think, now more than ever because of Caitlyn, and that's awesome. Well, thank you for stopping by, fellas. Next week, we get to move on to the person who we thought was C, which is Camille. So until then, I'll see you next time, all right?